It's hard to keep your eye on the ball, isn't it? 100 super cargo ships, 200,000 containers of California. Then we have the news of the vaccine mandates, the protests, and of course now the insanity of 5-year-olds being told to get the vaccine. But what about the border? Why is nobody talking about it? Remember that stunning footage from Del Rio by our friend Todd Bensman of the Center for Immigration Research, looking like a third world country, a shantytown people living in squalid conditions, thousands of people from across the globe. Well, it's not getting any better. In fact, it's getting worse. If you look at the headlines, the feds, under the orders of the White House, are taking illegal immigrants and they are shipping them across the country in flights that land after dark, 2 a.m., 4 a.m., so nobody sees that they are being dispersed across the nation. Is it really that bad? Let's talk to somebody from an amazing organization, is the Federation for American Immigration Reform. He is their Director of Government Relations, R.J. Hauman. Welcome to the Gorka Reality Check.
Yeah, thanks for having me on.
So it looks like these people are out of control. It doesn't matter how embarrassing, what the evidence is that you guys at FAIR or at Todd Bensman's organization find. It is actually escalating. With your analysis from the inside, is that correct? Is it getting worse?
Oh, it's getting much worse. And it's interesting you say how things are out of control. But for the Biden administration, they're in control. So it was obviously just announced that this year, this fiscal year, which just ended, it is the most illegal aliens apprehended in American history. And, you know, the sad irony here is this humanitarian, national security, and a public health disaster, the Biden administration could have avoided it. They just took a wrecking ball to every single effective Trump administration policies simply because his name was attached to it. Our country's paying the price. Our national sovereignty is at stake. And Biden administration is having the worst political prospects because of this. The American people are taking note. About only 25%, according to a recent Quinnipiac poll, approve of what the Biden administration is doing down there at the border. And this really is an I told you so moment for President Trump and many of his border security policies that were extremely affected. The Biden administration knows what to do, but they're beholden to left-wing, open borders interests who want the crisis to become the new normal.
And given these latest revelations of illegal aliens basically being asked to choose where do you want to go in America, being given a plane ticket, being given pocket money, and then being flown at 4 a.m. to closed airports after curfew against state regulations, is there any pushback from states that aren't border states, but now finally understand they're being inundated by illegals who are being shipped there en masse by the feds, by Biden?
Well, you know, every state is a border state, as you know, and we're encouraged to see many governors stepping up. But listen, all the Biden administration wants to do is process illegal aliens quickly and quietly. OK, they want to avoid the optics they know are bad. Everything Biden administration is doing on immigration, again, has one goal in mind. They want more people to come illegally, no matter the age, and have it happen under the guise of legality. And every border solution, and this is a solution to them, that is offered does nothing to stop the flow, but instead processes them quickly, brings them into the interior of the country, again, with the end goal of changing the social fabric of our nation and having a political effect. And this applies to Afghan refugees as well, coming in mass, many who never assisted the military as well. And this just dropped a new proposal calling for the creation of a so-called humanitarian immigration program for minors fleeing climate change. So with their view on climate change, that could apply to anybody in the world. They want as many people as possible to come. And it's good that some of this stuff is finally being covered. And the American people should ask, why are people being flown in the dead of night? What are you doing in the light of day? Absolutely the same thing. Again, it is just reprehensible, and the Biden administration is going to pay, or the Democratic Party will pay, at the polls in 2022 and the administration in 2024.
Well, that's up to us, RJ, and it's up to the state legislatures to make sure that we don't have voter fraud next year in the midterms and also in 2024. But in the meantime, follow the work of RJ and the great people at the Federation for American Immigration Reform. Remember, she said it in a private speech that was leaked. Hillary Clinton said her dream is for a borderless America. Well, she didn't win the election, but Biden and his cohorts, his radicals, are making it happen, and it's up to us to stop it.